This story is about the spirit of Sister Abigail at a haunted mountain school.
Nestled high in the remote hills of the Appalachian Mountains, the once thriving St. Agnes Mountain Academy stood as a solemn relic of a bygone era. Built in the late 1800s, this remote boarding school for girls was known for its strict discipline and religious devotion. Surrounded by dense forest and a chilling silence that seemed to whisper through the pines. Among the students, one name was remembered with hushed reverence and growing fear: Sister Abigail. Young, gentle, and fiercely devoted, Sister Abigail had been a beloved figure at the academy, but her story was one marked by heartbreak and tragedy. It was said that during the turbulent years of the early 1900s, Sister Abigail had fallen secretly in love with a local forestry ranger named James Thornton, a man whose spirit resonated with the wild freedom of the Appalachian woods. But their love was doomed, forbidden by the convent's rigid rules and the harsh realities of the time. One cold, fog-shrouded evening, after receiving a heartbreaking letter from James, Sister Abigail was found lifeless in the chapel, a tragic end to her young life. The community whispered of a broken heart that could not bear the weight of forbidden love.
Since that night, strange occurrences have plagued the abandoned St. Agnes Mountain Academy. Visitors to the overgrown grounds speak of sorrowful whispers drifting on the wind, footsteps echoing through empty halls, and a cold, oppressive presence that chills the bones. Some brave explorers claim to have glimpsed the ethereal figure of Sister Abigail herself, her white habit flowing as if carried by an unseen breeze, wandering the corridors with eyes full of eternal yearning. Locals say she still searches for Janes, forever caught between the mortal world and the shadows. Those who dared to remain after dusk speak of an overwhelming sense of sorrow, the air thick with a sorrow that seeps into the soul. Some have fled in terror, claiming the spirit's anguish can manifest in strange phenomena: doors slamming, faint singing of hymns, and ghostly light flickering through shattered stained glass windows. Even now, the mountain school stands as a monument to love lost and a chilling reminder that some spirits never find peace in the Appalachian wilderness.
Second story is about the Soldier's Rest at haunted Appalachian Cafe.
In a quiet Appalachian Valley town, surrounded by mist-covered hills and ancient forests, there once stood the famed Hawkins Bakery and Cafe. For generations, locals and travelers alike flocked to its warm hearth and freshly baked goods, cherishing its cozy charm and comforting aromas. But beneath the golden crusts and aromatic coffee lay a secret steeped in sorrow and unrest. The bakery's founder, Samuel Hawkins, was a Civil War veteran whose life was forever marked by the scars of battle. Samuel had lost his dearest friend, a fellow soldier named Captain James Carter, during a brutal skirmish that tore through their regiment. Though Hawkins survived, the horrors of war haunted him relentlessly. It was said that Captain Carter's spirit lingered at the bakery, unable to find peace. Employees and patrons alike whispered tales of strange phenomena: flickering lights in the old fireplace, the soft clinking of spoons and plates when no one was around, and the faint, mournful whistle of a soldier's lament drifting through the night air. Some claimed to see a shadowy figure in a worn Civil War uniform, standing solemnly near the ovens or seated quietly in a corner booth, as if waiting for a friend who would never return.
One particularly unsettling tale spoke of a late-night baker alone after closing. He heard whispered warnings to leave. The temperature dropped sharply, and eerie footsteps circled the room. Despite these unsettling occurrences, Hawkins Bakery remained a beloved sanctuary for the town, a place where the past and present intertwined, and where the restless spirit of Captain Carter seemed to guard the legacy of loyalty and loss. The cafe stands today, a historic Appalachian landmark, its ovens still warm, its stories forever etched into the very walls. A reminder that some bonds, forged in fire and blood, never fade away.
Third story is about abandoned boys' school and haunted Appalachian forest.
Deep within the thick, mist-shrouded forests of the Appalachian foothills lies the forgotten remnants of Cedar Hollow Boys' Academy. Once a modest boarding school for boys, nestled amid towering oaks and whispering pines. The school's story is entwined with sorrow and unease. It is said to be haunted by restless spirits, the echoes of children long vanished into the shadows. Local legend tells of a time during the early 20th century when a strange occurrence befell the school. One bleak autumn night, several boys mysteriously disappeared without a trace. Over the years, whispers spread of disembodied laughter, ghostly giggles drifting through the forest, and eerie footsteps echoing along the abandoned hallways. Some who have dared to explore the dilapidated buildings speak of a chilling presence, heavy and oppressive, as if the weight of lost souls hung thick in the air. One particular story speaks of witnesses hearing the playful yet haunting sounds of children, their giggles distorting into eerie echoes and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures just beyond the tree line. Others report seeing headless apparitions darting between the crumbling walls of the old dormitories. The tragic mystery surrounding Cedar Hollow's lost boys remains unsolved, feeding an unsettling legend that clings to the Appalachian forest like morning fog. With its isolated location and unsettled spirits, Cedar Hollow Boys Academy stands as a stark reminder of how deep grief and unanswered questions can bind souls to a place long after life has vanished.
Fourth story is about haunted Appalachian Governor's Mansion, the curse of Maple Hill Manor.
Perched atop the fog-laden hills of western Appalachia stands the imposing Maple Hill Manor. once the stately home of the region's most influential governor, James Montgomery. Built in the late 1800s, the grand mansion bore witness to power, tragedy, and secrets whispered behind its heavy oak doors. The manor's darkest chapter began with the disappearance of Montgomery's only daughter, Elizabeth, a vibrant 15-year-old whose sudden vanishing left the household and the entire county haunted with despair. Stories passed down tell of a curse laid upon the house by the grieving wife of a British immigrant. She had once clashed with the Montgomery family over land. The woman, heartbroken, furious, after her daughter vanished under mysterious circumstances, pronounced a lasting curse that no peace would ever settle upon the manor, and that strange events would forever plague its inhabitants. Since that fateful night, residents and staff have reported chilling phenomena, disembodied voices echoing through the long corridors, eerie screams shattering the stillness of night, and shifting shadows appearing where no one should be.
Elizabeth's disappearance remains an unsolved mystery, wrapped in Appalachian folklore. But one thing is certain: Maple Hill Manor holds a grim secret, and the shadow of the curse lingers still. Even those charged with caring for the manor speak of an atmosphere so heavy it feels alive, as if the house itself breathes with sorrow and rage, a timeless prison for spirits caught between worlds. Visitors who dare approach the estate after dusk often speak of strange lights flickering in the windows and an uncanny feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Maple Hill Manor stands as a powerful emblem of Appalachian hauntings, a testament to how grief, vengeance, and the unknown mingle to create the darkest of legends.